Hello, kindergarten families. I just wanted to make a quick video explaining some of the writing issues that I see happening at home since we're remote learning. So I just kind of wanted to address some of those. What I wanted to do was show you a cool website that you can use even at home. It's called Classroom Screen. You can kind of see it here at the top. So if you just go to Google and search Classroom Screen, it'll ask you like to launch it or something. It's free. You don't have to sign up or anything. And it takes you to something that looks like this. And it's just some really cool features that you can use while you're at home, okay? So I just kind of wanted to show you a few. First one that's kind of cool is called the dice. And you actually just click on and it kind of rolls the dice for you. So if you don't have dice at home or you need 3, we're actually going to play a math game later this week for that. There's also one that's called the traffic light that I thought was kind of cool. You can use with your kids if they're working on a paper and you want them to keep working or keep drawing or keep coloring. Do the green light. And then when they're almost done, you could change it to yellow, time's up, red. So I thought that would be kind of fun to use at home. There's also a timer that you can use just if they're working on something or even playing. When the timer goes off, it's time to start your lesson, or when the timer goes off, you need to get online for Mrs. Tucker's class, whatever. There's also a stopwatch, which I thought would be really fun if you can lay out all their sight words and then see how many they can read, or see how long it takes them to read all of them. Okay, so that's kind of a fun thing. And then next time they can see if they can beat their time. But the thing that we're going to talk about today is actually the drawing tool of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over some of the writing that we do and the goals that I want to see and how I want your kid to sound out their words. Okay, so the first example I'm going to use is the sentence, I eat candy. So say your child is trying to write that sentence on their own. Okay, so they're going to start with a capital letter. We always talk about finger spacing, so leave a finger space between your words. And then they're going to sound out the word eat. So what do they hear in the word eat? E. We have a long E sound. Then they're going to punch it out. E, t, 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 t. Now, we know as adults that that's not how you spell eat, right? There's an A in there. But I don't want you to tell your kids that. I want them to sound out what they hear. They don't hear the A, so they're not going to write the A. That's how they hear the word eat. So that's how they're going to write it. Okay. I know it's hard to be like, ooh, there's actually an A in there. Can you just squeeze an A in there? But that's not going to help them. They need to sound out what they hear. Okay. And I know that's hard, but we have to get to that point. They have to get it on their own. Otherwise, they're just going to rely on you to spell everything, where they have to do this on their own. Okay. So moving on to candy, what do we hear? K, k. Okay. They have an k, a, k, a. We kind of hear the A sound. And we hear the N sound, and d, d, d. We hear a D. Now, when we punch out this word, can-e, we hear the E sound. Now, we know that's not how it's actually spelled, but that's the sounds they hear. So I eat k and D, and then they need a period at the end. Do not tell them that that's actually a Y and not an E, because they sounded that out on their own. Okay? When we think about writing goals, we need to have a capital letter for every sentence. We need finger spacing. They need to sound out on their own. They cannot rely on you to tell them how to spell it. And then you need punctuation at the end. Okay? We're going to try a new sentence. This time we're going to try the sentence, I like tigers. Okay? So I'm going to make this big here. Again, capital I. They're going to write I like. Now, if they're writing a sight word, I expect them to have it spelled right. Okay, so like. All right, like. Oh, I'm not sure why my I isn't showing up. There we go. Tigers. What do we hear in tigers? T, t, t. So another finger space. T. I. G, g, g. G. Tigers. Punch it out. Tigers. I hear an S. Okay, and then I put my period at the end. Now, I know that there's supposed to be an E in there, but I'm not telling them that. They have to write what they hear. Okay, so I just kind of wanted to walk through. I'm running out of time, like always. But when your child is writing sentences, do not do it for them. That's not teaching them anything. It's teaching them that you can do it better than them. Okay, we have to work on that independence so these kiddos are ready for first grade. Okay, and this is the time where we really work on sounding out words and doing that on their own. Okay, so please work on that with your child. Thank you for watching.